like the live stream for the past 3 weeks. I've not been feeling all right. But today is a special episode. I'm here with my brother from way back, my engineering brother, my co-engineering brother, and this is his first time with me on this live stream. So I'm happy to have him on the show today. Like,
Yes, sir.
welcome, my brother. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate
Thank,
this.
thank you very much. My name is Apoyemi. And
Yeah,
I'm
his
known
name
as
is
the analyst. Apoy- yes, sir.
Opeyemi, yes, the analyst. And as you already know, I go by the name Madiva. So today, this is Champions League. It's Champions League day
Yes, sir.
today. So first of all, we should talk about the Champions League. We should preview the games. Then we'll now talk about like your team and like how you will rate your season so far, or like what do you think can still happen with your team with this season.
Sure.
But first of all, let's start with the Champions League game. It's an important game today. It's the semi-final of the Champions League. It's Real Madrid at home against Manchester City. So, like, what's your take on the game?
Well, it's going to be a tricky game, and we have to look at last season. What Real Madrid did to Man City last season. Towards the end of like Man City thought they had won it, and in the last I think 20 minutes, couple of minutes, they turned it around just the same way they did in other matches against PSG and other clubs. One thing is that the difference now for Man City is that they have a very good finisher in Haaland, and if De Bruyne plays today, because he hasn't played I think the last two games, but if De Bruyne plays today, the partnership is going to will once again be on show today. The partnership between De Bruyne and Haaland. So it would be the difference between for Man City like to correct their mistakes from last season. And the thing with Madrid is that Madrid are they are very good when it comes to the Champions League. In the league, they've been a bit faulty, even though they won the Copa del Rey against Osasuna 2-1. And of course, people
Yeah,
like Rodrigo, he has been a standout this season. But the big thing about Madrid is that Madrid know how to play big games, and once they settle in a game, once you don't score them in the first 20, 30 minutes and they settle in the game, even if you score them, even if you get to score, but once they settle in the game and they can take control of the game, they know how to really run the game. And so I think that's the thing Man City needs to do. They need to win the battle in midfield against the likes of Modric and Cruz, and even the likes of I know Camavinga has been deployed back to left back these days.
the
And
left back, yes,
yeah,
yes.
so but mostly if Man City don't give them the kind of control that Madrid will always get in Champions League games, I think Man City. I'm really tipping Man City, but one has to be. Madrid know this Champions League game very well. They know how to play it
Yeah,
very well,
yeah,
but I still feel Man City has an edge over them because of the fact that now they have Haaland, a clinical striker who
who
can
can
score
get
the
the
goals for
goals?
them.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
and if the
yes.
partnership works today, of course, they are good to go. I tip Man City to win this game, to
Yeah,
even win over both
honestly,
legs.
to win over both legs, serious, like to
Yes,
win the both
funny enough.
games.
Yes, yes,
Wow. Honestly, I think for me, yeah, I am somebody that believes a lot in pedigree. So I think giving Real Madrid pedigree, I think I've learned to not write them off because I've always done that over and over and over again, and they've always proven to be the best team in Champions League. I don't know. There's something about them in Champions League. I think once they get to the quarterfinal stage, like Real Madrid, you can't seem to write them off. It just feels like you're going to win it. And
yeah,
necessarily, they are not always the best team, but they always find a way
yes,
to win it every single
yes,
season. Like
yes,
even when they had Ronaldo, they were not always the best team in the competition, but one way or the other, they were always winning it. I think, for
yes,
example, last season now it was like they had three miracles in the same Champions League season. I don't think that has ever happened, and I don't think it's going to ever repeat itself again. But the manner at which they won the Champions League last season, when everybody has written them off, and everybody thought they were dead, and for them to win it, like I think the most miraculous thing they did last season was the semi final against Manchester City. I think in the second leg, the last 5 minutes or so, where
yes,
they scored
yes,
two goals in like a minute or something. So since that
yes,
time, I've learned to like rate Real Madrid so high when it comes to Champions League. I honestly believe Man City is going to qualify to the final this season. I actually believe so. But actually, I'm tipping Madrid to win the first leg. I think like you've said it all. I think what Man City has this season that they don't have last season is now they have a presence in front of goal. Now they have a striker that can get them those goals that they need, which they did not
Yeah,
have as a last season where they were playing the first
yeah,
now with Foldings, with Grealish, with De Bruyne.
yeah.
They were not clinical enough, but now they have somebody that
Yes.
said. I think it's an important minute, important moment in big games. The quarterfinal against Bayern Munich as well. I think the second leg where Bayern Munich started to play and started to create chances.
Yeah.
I think being at the Bernabeu, the fans, the crowd, I don't think it's going to be a high score. It might be like a 2-1 or a 1-0 because Real Madrid were not even convincing on Saturday against Osasuna. They covered every final, though they won the final, which is like the most important thing when you are playing the final. Nobody cares how you win it, as far as you win it, because that's what finals are meant for. And what Oniku said, Oniku said Real Madrid don't play finals, they win finals. Win it. They can win games even when they are not playing right in the right way or when they are not playing well or when their team is not gelling together. They always find a way to like create chances and get the goals that they need and hold on to the end of the game and win the games. So honestly, I think today I believe it's all about Rodrigo, it's all about Vinicius, it's all about Valverde. I think Benzema has not been the best form recently. He has been injured quite a lot, and he has only had like a couple of matches where he has shown his class. And I think that's all you need from a striker, from an aging striker. You understand his moments. So tonight can be a moment again in the Benzema story whereby he comes through again for them. I won't be surprised. But honestly, Real Madrid is going to do about Vinicius, it's going to be about Rodrigo, it's going to be about Valverde. Because I don't necessarily think it's going to be about the midfield. Because I think regardless with Tony Cruz and Modric and Rodri and De Bruyne, it's going to be a tactical battle in the midfield. Or what do you think? Because I believe the midfield is important, but today I don't really think midfield is going to actually play a key role in deciding the game. I think the game is
Yes, I
but
am
I think
back.
that's
I'm back.
yes. So I was saying, like, what do you think? What do you think the game is going to be won today? Where do you think the game is going to be won today?
Well, personally, I think it's still the battle at the midfield because Madrid, they are very tricky. They not Modric is somebody that still has those passes in his legs. He hasn't forgotten how to play those passes to Benzema. And
Definitely,
the Vinicius being on the left knows how to deliver good balls to Benzema as well. So the problem is that Man City need to find a way to stop the midfield of Madrid because the the midfield of Madrid is actually that. Yes, people say the midfield of any team is the engine room anyway. But for Madrid, it is what holds is the key. Is the key to the attack. Is the key. Is what drives the people like Federico Valverde, Vinicius, even sometimes this guy as well when he comes on as a substitute. So the key thing for Man City is stopping Madrid's midfield. So that's actually the key thing.
I agree with you as well, but I just believe like today, I think it's more or less about like the wingers going against the fullbacks. I think midfield every important matches or midfield is always going to be the engine room. But I always just believe like at the end of the day, Manchester City are a team that actually built a lot using their fullbacks coming into the midfield. You understand their wingers stretching out wide, having that width to put the crosses in for Haaland. So I think I did also adapt those styles whereby always try to keep their weight, always try, and the fullbacks are always like inverting into the midfield or overlapping in some cases to put the ball in from Benzema.
Yes.
So I really believe like today is going to be a tough battle. I think between like Vinicius, Guardiola is somebody that we can't predict. We know who is going to be. Of course, you and I know who is going to be starting for Real Madrid today. But the Manchester City lineup is something that I don't think anybody can actually predict because Guardiola is somebody that sometimes.
Yes,
Are you there?
that's the thing about Guardiola. You know, if you want to go back to a few seasons ago, where during in 2020, where it was only one
Yeah,
leg against Lyon, many people
Leon,
feel
yeah,
that if you want to go back from Lyon first, from Lyon, many people felt oh he was overthinking the process, and
yeah.
shockingly, they lost to Lyon in the quarterfinals then. And the same thing against Chelsea in
Chelsea, yeah,
2021
2021,
in
yes.
the Champions League final, where shockingly did not play with a defensive midfielder, and
Midfielder,
obviously
yeah,
that was what cost him the Champions League because
that's it.
obviously that showed in the pass that was traded to what's his
Yeah,
name again,
Kai Havertz from
to
Mason
Kai
Mount to Kai
Havertz. That
Havertz, yes.
fact that there was no defensive midfielder was what cost him the Champions League. And by the time he wanted to correct it in the second half, it was too late.
Yeah,
So he's the thinker man. like, like I might say, I feel he's the thinker man. So he would, there was a time he was ranting where he was saying, "Oh, the media don't actually know the kind of team that he's going to give because he had analyzed a particular team where he was like, oh, he dropped, I think he dropped somebody, he dropped Maris and played Bernardo Silva instead because he gave some reasons and those things because like, naturally he analyzes the opposing team and he feels oh who is the best person that's going to be on this part of the field
strong on the
on this
field,
part of the
yeah.
field probably both doing the defensive and the attacking duties. So if I want to go back to that run that Guardiola did that was just it was this season, it was late this season around I
Yeah,
think February this season. He did a rant where it was like he had analyzed it and he was like, oh, he was sure that Bernardo Silva was going to be the best person on the pitch. And he knows, and he knows his team very well. It's just
yeah,
that
I know
sometimes he
the
truly, indeed, he actually overthinks matches, to be
situations,
honest.
yes,
He overthinks
yes.
situations. But that notwithstanding, I still feel it's still going to be almost the same thing that played against Bayern. I'll play this game as well. I don't
Yeah,
really feel Mahrez might even start this game. If I want to look at based on that wing, I don't think Mahrez is going to play. I think of course Grealish has been on very good form this season. Grealish is definitely,
it's
I
going
think,
to play,
is a
yes.
given. He has
Yeah,
been on very very good form this season.
I think from the weekend you can actually tell who and who might be in the starting 11. Maybe not the full 11, but you can tell because at the weekend John Stones didn't play any minutes. Grealish didn't play. They were
Yes,
rested.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Played a
and
three man defense.
yeah, and Kevin De Bruyne is actually back from injury and he didn't play at all. Yes. So
Yes.
I think yeah, Alan played. Yeah, and who else? I think I don't think Akanji played as well. I think he used Kyle Walker.
No,
So
Akanji
I
played.
think that
Akanji played. Akanji
Akanji
played.
played. He
Yes, he
played.
played. Yes, he
He
played.
played. So I think if Ake is fit, I think Ake is going to play as well. I think those are
Yes,
like the
yes.
key players for Guardiola this season. Has been Alan, it has been De Bruyne, of course, it has been John Stones at the particular time. I think since like February, John Stones has been in the team. Grealish, they've been so important. And Ake from the beginning of the season, he has been in the team. I think those five starts the game if they're actually fit. I think they start the game. I think they start. But honestly, I just feel like Bernabeu is a mysterious stadium. It's a stadium that has witnessed so many history, so many surprises. I just
Hello, is he there? All right. Yes, I can hear you. Sure.
So,
Ah,
so as I was saying, yeah, I was saying like I feel like the impact of Benabao is going to play a big role in the match. I
yes.
think Real Madrid is going to like scale. They are going to win today. Not necessarily win the tie, but I think they will win the game today. Then I expect Manchester City to be able to like overcome wherever deficit they have in the first leg, in the second leg. At the end,
Yeah.
be like all over Madrid, and I know Guardiola is going to be wanting his players to hunt them down.
One good advantage for Man City now is that the second leg is going to be at the Etihad Stadium, and majorly in Champions League, the second leg is always key. So once you
Yeah,
can
for
find
sure.
a way to overturn whatever deficit you have from the first leg, and with the backing of your fans, you can always like move on to the next round. So I feel the second leg is also going to be key. So I think in a way, it is in Man City's favour that the second leg is going to be at the Etihad. But that
Yeah,
notwithstanding,
yeah, for sure.
Madrid are very dangerous. They could turn up
Oh, yeah,
five
yeah,
minutes, 5 minutes to the end of last
the
season. I
game.
think last
Yeah,
season they did so much that I several times I was stunned against Chelsea, against PSG, and and against Man City. It was so strange. They literally put themselves, not even minding where they just knew they were playing their football, and they played it. They played it at the very best. Hello.
yeah. But my network is being a hater today. My network is
I
being
guess
a hater.
we too many. We understand. There has been network problem, but I think it has been a general thing in terms of network issues. Network issue has been very poor.
Yeah,
Coverage has been very poor, and the same thing with electricity.
yeah. For no, electricity is actually okay. Yeah, but the network is bad. It's
We're
terrible.
not in my own present location. It's terrible. That's why it went dark a bit. I had to kind of improvise now to make
Yeah,
sure that
I
there's a
get.
bit of lightning now.
I think we are fine now. Hopefully the network is not an hater again. But I think we are
Okay,
fine right now.
sure.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. So as we were saying, honestly, you believe Man City is going to qualify? I believe Man City is going to qualify as well. But you are tipping Man City to win both legs, like to win both games.
Well,
And I'm saying like Madrid is
the
going
yes,
to.
this first leg is going to be a bit tricky. I feel like a 3-2 scoreline is going to suffice in this.
A
In this
3-2 scoreline.
yes, I think it's going to be high scoring.
Wow.
I think it's going to be high scoring.
Wow. Now, if it's 3-2, it's going. That means it's going to be a fantastic game. I think for we neutrals, for we that our
Sure.
teams are not involved, like that, for we lovers of the game that just want to watch football. So I think
Yes.
like that will make a lot of sense if it actually ends 3-2 for sure. It will make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because we get to see at least up to 5 goals.
Yeah, we get to see up to 5 goals, and nobody is going to be saying no to 5 goal thriller in the semi-final of the
Sure,
Champions League for sure.
sure.
So like moving on to the second semi-final, it is the Milan derby. It is
Yeah.
a very powerful game. A lot of
Yes, so
things
at the
is
San
involved.
Siro. Yes,
Yeah,
so
it's at San Siro. So what do you think is going to happen? Because like this one now, it's not like Manchester City and Real Madrid, whereby there's a team that has maybe an home advantage. It's basically like the same. It's basically like the same stadium, the same city, two
yeah,
different
and you know
teams.
they both even share the same stadium. For AC Milan it's called San Siro. For Inter Milan it's called Giuseppe Meazza Stadium.